In this video, I'm going to cover 5 questions that review target 2B. I'm going to start with question number 6 here, move on to 7, do number 8, number 9, and finish with number 10. So back to question number 6, we need to find the difference of these two polynomials. Now I'm going to start off by writing the first binomial, and then I'm going to want to subtract these 3 terms from that binomial. So I'm going to subtract a 6x squared, I'm going to subtract the 4x, and I'm going to subtract a negative 10. So what that looks like is, and as you can see, my positive 6x squared became a subtraction of 6x squared. I had a positive 4x, and then that became minus 4x, and then we were subtracting 10, that became adding 10, and that's all because of the subtraction sign. If it was addition, we would have kept all of these operations, but since it's subtraction, we have to do the opposite of all of them. And after this point, we just combine like terms. So if we have 9x squared minus 6x squared, we're left with 3x squared. If we have an 8x and we're subtracting 4x, we're left with plus 4x. And at the end, we have a constant, and that can't be combined with anything else, so that's going to be our final answer. It's a trinomial. Question number 7 is asking us to find the product of these two binomials. So we have to do multiplication, and that means we have to distribute. So first I'm going to take 11y and I'm going to distribute that with 2y minus 4. So that means I do 11y times 2y, which gives me 22y squared, and 11y times minus 4 is going to be a minus 44y. Now I distribute the 3 with these two terms. So I have 3 times 2y is plus 6y, and 3 times negative 4 is going to be a negative 12. So we're going to combine like terms now. 22y squared is only the quadratic term there, so we'll keep that by itself. We have 2 linear terms here with y, so if we have negative 44 and plus 6, we're left with negative 38y. And then our minus 12 at the end. So this is our final answer right here, this trinomial. You could have also done this using the box method. So I write my box here, I put one binomial on top, just like that, and I put another binomial on the side, just like that. And then I multiply 11y times 2y, that gives us 22y squared, just like what we had over here. Then I do 11y minus 4, that gives us a negative 44y, just like we had here. 3 times 2y gives us 6y, again, like we got over there. And then 3 times this negative 4 will be a negative 12, just like what we got over here. And then you'd combine these 4 terms and we're left with this trinomial. Question number 8 is asking us to rewrite this binomial being squared. So because we have this binomial squared, we have to write it twice. It's going to be c plus d times, again, c plus d. And if you're wondering why we do that, well, just like when we have an x squared and we write that x times x, we had a c plus d squared. So we have to write that twice. So we're going to distribute everything. I start with my c, so I get c squared plus cd. Then I distribute my d, so d times c, which is the same thing as c times d. So I wrote c times d here, and then the d times d is d squared. The only like terms I have are these middle 2 terms, so I'm left with c squared, and I have 2 of these c times d's. So I have 2 times c times d, and then plus that d squared at the end. So there's my final answer. And just like the problem before, you could have done the box method with this one as well. You would have gotten the same answer. Question number 9 is asking us to find the area of a square cutout. And the square cutout that we want is going to be highlighted in blue here. To do that, we're going to use the area of a rectangle or a square. No, we go with the rectangle because we could have different sides here. So, of course, that's area equals length times width. And we want to come up with a length here. So, one side of this is going to be 8 inches long. And then we don't want this little part right here. So, we want to say that our length is 8. And then we're going to take away this length, which is going to be y. You can see that here. So we subtract y. So our length is going to be 8 minus y. And because this side up here is the same thing, we could write our width as the same thing as well. So we have another 8 minus y. And that equals our area. I'll just say a there. We don't know what that is. So this equation right here is going to represent the area. Question number 10 is asking us what we need to add to this trinomial right here to make it equal this binomial right there. So basically this is what we have going on in this problem. What do we need to add to this part right here to make it equal this part? So if we're going to solve this and we want to get this polynomial by itself, we would want to subtract all of this from this side. So we'd want to subtract 4x squared, that would go away. We'd add 9x, that would go away. We'd take away 1 and that would be removed. Cancels out. So you want to do the same thing to this side. So we subtract 4x squared, we add 9x, and then we want to take away 1. So now our polynomial is going to equal 6x squared minus 4x squared. That's going to be 2x squared. 12x plus 9x, we have an 11x, and then we're taking away 1. And this is that trinomial that we need to add to this trinomial to get this binomial right here. So if we want to, just go back and add it to this trinomial to check our work, we could go ahead and do that. So here's the addition right here. We have our trinomial being added to this trinomial. So 4x squared plus 2x squared, this and this added together gives me 6x squared. Negative 9x plus 11x is going to give me plus 2x, and then 1 minus 1 is 0, and this is what we're given, which is what we wanted to equal to. So to recap, we had question number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and we just finished up with question number 10.